So this Thursday we'll be getting a new lockbox. This means that the Lothian lockbox will no longer be able to be purchased from the bazaar. It will be replaced by the new one, and it will no longer drop from enemies. If you've made significant progress on opening them, I recommend continuing to do so until you get your guaranteed rewards. At least the coal mode, if not getting to 250 for the choice pack. You kind of want to stick to a lockbox until you get all the guaranteed rewards. So this new lockbox will be called the Atramentous Lockbox. I don't know if I butchered that pronunciation, but it's coming again this Thursday, May the 25th, which means, yeah, the Lothian lockbox will disappear. Now, you'll still be able to open the ones you have already. They are not going away. You'll be able to buy them from the auction house, and over time they'll get more expensive, or they'll get outdated and not be recommended to open. So, this new lockbox, you can read through the description, but yeah, you'll be able to obtain a new mount and a new companion. The new mount looks like this. It's going to transform you into a Drider of sorts. I'll showcase it in just a sec. But you will need an enchanted key to open it as per usual. Enchanted keys you'll get from the Zen market. I don't recommend buying them directly. Just get a VIP, and every day with VIP you'll get an enchanted key that you'll be able to claim and save those up and save them for your lockbox. Just use them on one lockbox. Again, stick to one until you get all the guaranteed rewards. Now, you can see you will get the Deadly Driderform, which is the new mount. And you can see its abilities there. It doesn't seem too impressive. The main thing going for it is it will have 4 insignia slots, allowing you to basically obtain a 600 item level boost. Those of you who are competitive damage dealers will want to go for that. And then you have the new companion, the Minotaur Mercenary, which is this guy right here. He basically has unique powers where he can deal a lot of AoE damage. We'll showcase him in a sec soon as well. But he also has, once every 30 seconds, when you take damage, you will trigger a buff that will give you damage resistance and increase the area of effect damage you deal. Can be useful, I guess, for some AoE fights. And ultimately, you can see the overview of the lockbox itself right here. The Atramentous Lockbox. You can see the drop rates as well, which is very nice, but they are pretty low on the mythic stuff. 1 in 250 for the mountain companion, 1 in 200 for the insignias, so on and so forth. Very nicely, it's still got the same Tourmaline trade bar drop rates as per usual, so you'll still be able to get a bunch of trade bars. If anything, opening lockboxes are worth it for those trade bars, which you will spend to get your upgrade tokens. Again, only spending it during the discount event, and then you can get plenty of your companion upgrade tokens and your mount upgrade tokens, all that you need to get those things upgraded. So right here we have the Mr. Minotaur and we have our new mount. It looks a bit odd when you preview it there, but when we go mount up, you can see, there we go. We become this Drider. You probably want to make your fashion fit with it if you seriously want to run with this mount all the time. Personally, it's a bit too creepy for me and I don't really like it. I made a video already showcasing both the companion and the mount. You can go back and watch that for more detail, but to summarize, this mount will give Lolth's gift, which is a bit underwhelming. I wouldn't use it. It has the damage over time effect and also then adds to your stats for a very short time. Using the power in combat, you can see summons the Drider in that area, damages all the enemies in that area. Again, not for a significant amount, but it adds up over time, and you gain these stacks up here. Lolth's gift. Once you get to 20 stacks, they last about 3 seconds and they're gone. So you're not going to gain those stats for very long at all. Nothing you want to really make a build around, and so I don't see it as much use. The equip power is uncanny precision, accuracy and combat advantage. But again, it is a 4-slot mount. You can see all of the slots right there, but the insignia bonuses you can see are mainly defensive ones. Protector's Covenant, defensive stats, Lionheart's Preservance, a bit of a heal and stamina gain, Shepherd's Devotion, its movement speed buff when you cast the daily power, and Protector's Camaraderie, a somewhat viable stat bonus when your companion attacks a lot. I see it as a bit underwhelming, but Shepherd's Devotion, I love to use that on a tank or a healer, so it's got that going for it, so I'm pretty happy. And I will probably get the mount for that because it's also 4-slot, and I can get Shepherd's Devotion with using the preferred as well. Then for the companion, the Minotaur Mercenary, or I'll just call it Mr. Minotaur. Some people will get what I mean. But he has the ability to do a lot of AoE damage, and what's unique is he has the Tidal Force, which is a crowd control, much like the Arcane Singularity on the Wizard, where you pull all enemies together. He can do somewhat of the same with his ability. You can see he pulls them towards him and then bops them up into the air. And while he's doing that, he's crowd controlling them. He's making them so they can't attack, which is very useful in AoE. In a boss fight, not so much. You are not crowd controlling any bosses, usually. But I would rate him as pretty powerful then in group content, where you want to group up the enemies as tightly as possible and then hit them all with your area of effect powers. But his damage is not going to be amazing. He's not going to beat the Regis, and he's not going to beat Shadowkai Witch. Those are still going to be, in terms of raw damage, better than him. He just, again, has that unique crowd control ability right here. He uses it and then bops them up in the air. And then his does have some pretty big arcs on his attacks. He just got pushed away for his big spin attack there, but he takes time. He's not going to one-shot enemies like, again, you'd have with this Shadowkai Witch, grouping up the enemies, and she does her hand ability and just nukes them all. Yeah, gone. But otherwise, the Minotaur guy has a unique power as well that he can give us, which is Igneous Skin. And I'm still not sure if it's a bug, and people pointed out in the last video I made. I was assuming it was a bug and it was get fixed and it was whatever. It's giving 1500 item level, which is really weird because a normal companion bonus, like look at this guy, gives 750. So with the Igneous Skin giving 1500, we can even check our item level, 78,800, switch out to something else with 750. This is a mythic companion, highest quality, and we lose that 500 item level down to 78,100. So the item level is indeed being added to your character, and so is increasing your overall hit points and damage and healing basically. So I'm going to wait, and if this is not a bug, then I will look at the math and analyze whether it's worth to use this power. The power itself is kind of very unreliable. It's not something you want to use in a boss fight, potentially in an AoE fight where you're killing lots of groups of enemies and kill them and then move on to the next group. You have a bit of downtime, and that downtime would be in favor of this because it can cool down then and reset the abilities to be able to use it again, because you go into your fight and as soon as you go and get hit, which isn't going to happen if there's guys crowd controlling them all, or I don't have threat, there we go, we get hit and we gain our Igneous Skin. For some reason, we gained 2 stacks of it, potentially because we got hit twice in 1 second. That's interesting. That's very interesting. We'll just sit amongst this group of enemies, let them all hit me, and yeah, this time we only got 1 stack. I might do some more further testing. This video is more of an announcement video and a bit of an overview video. See what's up with those 2 stacks, if I can reproduce it a bit more. But again, it's not something I rate very highly because it's once every 30 seconds. The damage resistance works, it's very nice, and the AoE damage buffs seems to work as well, but it seems to work on some single target powers, not only just AoE powers. So again, that would have to be some further testing done on which abilities are considered AoE forward and which are considered single target. Now to just quickly compare the Lolthian Lockbox to the new one, you can see nothing changes aside from the top 2 rewards. Very nice there. Same drops on everything else, which means it's a pretty solid option to open. One of the best if you consider the guaranteed rewards as well. So we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.